think I can reach it. No, I can't reach it. Yeah, see? That's where that one was. Backed out so the air can pass through. I don't know why the other one wasn't that way. Let's see, the spring seems a little bit better on this one. I also noticed when we were running it earlier, it was doing this number. I don't really think it should do that. I think it should be, you know, kind of steady. I also noticed this big ass hole right here that's not really shouldn't really be there. But anyway, I got to get this thing out. So let's flip this over. All right.
Set your carbon footprint. You made a commitment to go carbon negative. So that's what we do. In seagrass, you're looking after the people.
So if we can diagnose, so when we're not able to, we want to acknowledge that people usually say,
I realized that this is actually how I learn languages myself. And the same thing happened when I was learning German. I don't know what genius is, and we have no shortcut to learning languages. We simply
No. What the hell? No. May have just found it, guys. Deep bug.
How many leaks were there?
Half a dozen.
Really? Is it like one hose that you replace, or is it like a half a dozen hoses?
Hoses and not just hoses.
You could actually turn that into a ticket.
That could pull over other civilians for speed and commit to wash in case your flight is delayed and you need a last-minute host gift.
It's big enough that if the flight goes down and...
Well, I knew it had to be a vacuum leak. Anytime you've got a car that will run but not idle, quite often it's a vacuum leak. So I felt like it was a vacuum leak, and I found a bunch of vacuum leaks as you saw in the video. But the last one and the hardest one to find was right here. And this is the throttle body that I pulled off the other car. And I'm not exactly sure what this part is or what it does. Let me go get my laptop. Alright, let's see what it says. Alright, it's called the auxiliary air valve. I don't know how this thing is supposed to work, but there's supposed to be something inside this housing. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if it fell out. On the other unit, it looks like the housing for the unit is built into the throttle body, and the workings fit down in this little hole. I don't know, like I said, I don't know exactly how this thing is supposed to work, but I know it won't work if it doesn't exist. So, you know, but when I pulled the throttle body off the other engine, I started looking around, you know, for anything that might be different on the two. And yeah, and then once I found it, it stuck out like a sore thumb. And like I said, the other one was intact. This one is obviously missing a part. So yeah, that was the last vacuum leak. There were a bunch of them, but that was the last one. And once I took care of that, it started and idled, no problem. Yeah. Yeah. Except it doesn't sound like I want it. Yeah. Pretty much always happens when you do this. Sounds like rod knot. rod knock is pretty bad. So that engine is toast. But not it was not a total waste of time, however. What we did establish is that we have a working injection system, so that when we put the engine back together, we can put it in this car. Move the injection system from that car over to here. It was all missing from this car. We have it available over there, so that's not a problem. I'm a little disappointed that the engine didn't turn out to be in good shape, but yeah, that's how it goes. In the next video, I will start building an engine for this car. I've got most of the parts already. I'll have to source some more. So yeah, join us next time, and we'll be playing engine.